Welcome back to Coach's Corner East. I'm your host, Mike Sparks. It's the Colonel Crawford portion of tonight's show. We're brought to you in part by Steve Kurtzman and Associates at Innovative Recycling, 352 South Street, Galleon. Coach Tim Plumley at Mohegan Sports Medicine in Bucyrus. John Cross at Cross Carpet and Custom Floors, 302 North Seltzer Street, downtown Crestline, as well as Terry Gribble, an associate at the Galleon Community Center YMCA. Dr. Erica Schieber at Bucyrus Veterinary Service, 222 West Mary Street, Bucyrus. Ron Steiger, an associate at the Pizza Hut here in Galleon and Bucyrus, host of our show since 1992. And Luann Krebs at River's Edge Embroidery, Screen Printing and Signs, the official foam board t-shirt provider, Route 309 across from the Marion Depot. And we have Jake Bruner, head football coach at Colonel Crawford High School, with us tonight. And congratulations on another win. Week 10, the regular season is complete. You won 42-7 over Buckeye Central in the battle of Route 602. Now 8-2 overall, 5-2 in the Northern 10 Conference, tied for second place with Seneca. Certainly, I've been around enough coaches, and they say their first goal is always to win the league. And that didn't happen. You lose to Cary, you lose to Upper Sandusky, but nonetheless, still a really, really good record. And you came out swinging, as you have most of the year, and you jump on Buckeye Central early, you score on the first possession of the game, and really set the tone for the rest of the night. And when I look, this has been the thing, and I talked about it last night in our special edition phone board over at Ralphie's, was just watching your team progress throughout the year. Some teams, it's one or two guys that score the majority of the points. You guys have so many weapons. It's like toys at Christmas. You got so many things to play with, and you do it so well week after week. Cam Moore to Tanner Dyer, 15-yard strike. Moore to Trevor Vogt, 30-yard passing catch. Matt Kleiner, 22-yard touchdown run. Micah Thomas, 24-yard touchdown run. Moore back to Vogt again for 17 yards out. And even though Buckeye Central loaded the box, you still were able to do the things you wanted to do. And we talked last week, Coach Jensen, he has his kids ready. They always play hard, but you got on them and you didn't let them off the mat.
Yeah, our kids were, our motivation last Friday was obviously win the game, 602 rivalry, all that, but we wanted to play at home. Next week, we knew if we won Friday night, we were going to get a chance, most likely, to play at home versus Margaretta, Seneca, or Patrick Henry. So, and that was our motivation. I thought our kids came out with a lot of excitement and took care of that.
Now, being that much of a lead and getting the running clock in the second, I assume it happened in the second half, not the first half. That's got to be a tough position for the coach, because you want to keep your kids tuned up, your starters tuned up, but you don't want to risk injury. You want to get some younger kids experience one more time, because all you're doing is building the program for the future. How did you handle that in this final game?
At halftime, I just told them, I said, guys, you're not going to be happy. Our guys want to play, and I understand that. I totally understand that. But I said, guys, I'm not a very smart coach. If we go put you guys out there, and I said, we're going to be live on special teams for the first group, because sometimes when you suck too much on special teams, it's a fire drill out there. So we just drew up our JV offense, and we went in, and there were some sprinkle of guys that maybe were that the seniors in, and we were able to get the seniors in and play a role for us in the game as some varsity time in the first half. So we just talked to we really focused on our JV guys, and we focused on our varsity guys, cheering them on, because that's what, our young guys are cheering them on. They forget that sometimes. So, it was a great opportunity to play our JV group, and then eventually our freshmen, and it goes fast with the clock. We did not get everybody in Friday night.
I read that.
And we wanted to, but, with offense and defense, sometimes there's just a couple of guys kind of trying to get in, and sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was probably special to try to do that on the final game. You're home. Parents like to see their kids get in, even though, as I used to call them, Johnny Freshmen. They still want to see Johnny Freshman in there, right? And but you have to keep your kids fresh. You got to keep your kids ready to go, because now it becomes one and done. If you don't do what you're supposed to do on Friday night, then that's all gone, and it really doesn't matter at that point. Cam Moore, very efficient again, passing 6 of 8 for 129 yards, 3 TDs. Trevor Vogt, another outstanding night, 4 receptions, 88 yards, 2 touchdowns, and you had 41 plays, 357 yards of total offense. So again, very, very efficient, and I'm sure you were happy with that on the offensive side.
We were happy. You know, obviously, you know, one thing about offense coaches and to some degree defense coaches, you know, we wanted our JVs to score. We wanted our freshmen to score. We get frustrated sometimes when they don't.
Sure.
But that's just part of being competitive.
Yeah. Going into the playoffs now, as we mentioned, the stakes are higher. We understand that. You want to move on as far as you possibly can and have great experience. It also is such a great for these younger kids that may not get to play. It helps build the future, even if they can watch. But let's face it, you're getting at least 4 more practices in, which is really, really good as they progress. Are your kids ready to go 4 quarters? I mean, they're in a healthy spot and ready to go.
Yeah, I think so. I think our guys really want to play 4 quarters of football. I mean, we've been fortunate enough this year that a lot of our games have not been 4 quarters, and they've hurt us at times. You know, in the middle of the season, you know, kind of get our ways. But I think our guys really do want to play. That's not the people they are. And, they look forward to playing 4 quarters. At the same time, we're going to play a lot of kids because that's who we are. We are not the same team we were last year or the year before. We've got to play more.
I would imagine, and you said you're not a very smart coach. If you're not, then I'm really off the rails. But I would think you're not going to change your identity very much on either side of the ball. You are who you are offensively. You want to run the ball. You're a wing T offense. It's what you do well. You know, Cam had an outstanding year. You got Trevor Vogt, who's just a dynamic receiver. But do you put in some wrinkles? And I'm not asking you to share that, but do you put in some wrinkles to say, well, let's just tweak it a little bit, that maybe they haven't seen something on film?
No, usually for me or for us, I should say, how we do it and how we've done it in the last few years tonight, call the offense. It's been more of a, we're always tinkering with something to try to change something to have another wrinkle, but truthfully, it usually comes a week before that. Because usually, for me at least, you know, we try things, you know, we make sometimes try things and it just never comes to pass. But at the end of the day, usually it's a week or 2 in the process. So we might have been trying things last week or maybe this week that we may not use, but maybe use in the future. You know, for that wrinkle. Unless sometimes if they look really good, we feel really confident.
Very good. Take a break here. We'll talk to the young men around the table. Brought to you in part by Don Barn Associates at the Galleon Building Loan Bank. Matt Studer at Spencer Chrysler Dodge. Jake Bruner 1 mile east of the Richland Mall. Mark Osborne Associates at E-Crane International, serving worldwide markets from the Galleon Industrial Park. Steve and Chuck Keller at Keller Auto Parts, your Napa dealers in town Galleon and Crestline. Dr. Thomas M. Britton at Clubview Vision Center next to the golf course in Bucyrus, as well as Joe Klein Associate at the Galleon office of First Federal Bank of Ohio. Nevin Sinet is right. Sinet. I always put the accent on the wrong syllable. It's good to see you back again. And, congratulations on not only a nice win Friday against the rival, but a really great year. Now, I assume you got in on Friday?
Yeah.
That pretty special?
It was. It made it all the better that I was actually able to make a couple plays and like make my time in useful a little bit.
How many snaps do you think you got?
Probably about 10.
Good. That gives you some experience. So this week's probably taking a little different tone. Practice is probably a little more intense, right?
Yeah, today was, I think, one of the hardest days that we went like full. Not full hitting because obviously we don't want to do something stupid and get somebody hurt, but we're not holding too much company. We gotta go and scouting.
I watched a interview on a local television station, talking to Parker and one of the other players, and apparently there's some chatter up north from some of your team, the team that you're playing, and I'm not going to ask you what's being said, but it's being used as motivation for you guys. You know, that stuff's important, but for you, going into this big game, right, when you look at your team, what's the biggest thing that you guys have to do to be successful?
Don't give up big plays. I guess keep our head in the game and stay focused on what we're trying to do. You know what, like fantasies that might be happening in our heads. Like we got to keep a realistic picture.
As a junior, what's the biggest thing you've learned this year through the whole season?
Well, a lot of the stuff is new to me because this is my first time playing football since about 8th grade. So But I think it's, I'd say not giving up, even if you're already on the ground in the place, 50 yards away from me, I'm chasing the ball.
So I got it.
It doesn't matter how far away you are.
That's right. That's where the whistle goes. Yeah. So, saying that you didn't play since like 8th grade, are you glad you came back out this year?
For sure. It's something that's, I've always wanted to play football. I've always tried. A lot of times it was unavailable for me. For whatever reason. Football's like one of the biggest things in my life. It's always been since I was 5. So the fact that I'm able to play, hopefully next year I can be more used to making the team. Hoping that if I do good in the weight room, so I'm get bigger, faster, and stronger, then next year I'll be able to, do something.
Yeah, very good. I give you a ton of credit and the courage to show for something that you haven't done in a long time, to step outside your comfort zone and say, I want to be a part of this. So I give you a ton of credit. Congratulations on that. Good luck on Friday. Tim Faulkner is back, and I see you're missing something on your arm. That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
That cast is gone. You feel pretty good without it?
Yeah, but still get wrapped.
Yeah, it's still gonna get wrapped. That's okay. You're gonna have to wear something Friday. Okay. So you come out with a big win. You didn't win the league championship, but nothing you can do about that at this time. Now it's the second season. Physically and mentally, are you prepared for what's coming Friday night?
Physically, you can see me on film. And after I be a tough game, we can do it. I believe we can. Players, we have a lot of weapons. Trevor, Cam, I got the first down. I was first down. I got it. One ball, first down.
Based on what you've seen on film from Margaretta and based on the things that your coaching staff is prepared for, what are your biggest concerns with the Bulldogs?
On how fast they get onto the line and how fast you got to communicate. How fast we got to see it and communicate.
Yeah, okay, so communication's going to be huge.
Communication is key.
Yeah. All right. Are you pretty excited about Friday night and being at home? That's going to be a big advantage for you guys. I mean, the community supports you so very, very much. I think it'll be really special. Look forward to packing up Gary Field. Should be outstanding.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and the weather's going to be good, so that's another good thing. Well, enjoy the experience. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it very much. Let's take one more final break here before we talk to Coach Bruner. We're talking about the Burkhardt family at the Burkhardt Farm Center. Your Case IH dealer, west of Galleon on the Net Winchester Road. Mike Finite at Ag Credit Residential Lending, your Cyrus, Mount Gilead, and Marion. Sweet Baby Ray Jones and Kendra Weaver at Ohio Born Sash, 120 South Street, Galleon. Mark Osborne at E-Crane International, Route 598 in the north edge of Galleon, as well as Lee Kleinville, Brad Seibert and the Kleinville Insurance Group, Galleon and Bucyrus, North Cessna State College, Mansfield, and the Crawford Success Center, North Walnut Street, across from the courthouse in Bucyrus, Phil and Sue Freck at Phil's Deli, just east of Pizza Hut. Here in Galleon at the bridge, John Rolls at John's Auto Repair Specialist, 800 Scott Street in Crestline. You get a home game, and that's what you said your target was. You ended up as the 8th seed, so you will host, and you have Margaretta coming in. And I did watch the interview on the local TV station here, and really enjoyed that. Margaretta is a team that has faced adversity, more on the losing side than the winning side. And they bring in the old ball coach, Gary Quisdo, who spent a number of years at Oak Harbor, as well as Perkins, very, very successful in the Sandusky Bay Conference. And he kind of resurrected the Polar Bears up at the Duck Pond in Castalia. They're currently 8-2 overall, 3-2 in the Sandusky Bay River Division. And this past week they defeated Fremont St. Joe handily 43-16. They score a little over 28 points a game, only give up 13 per game, and they posted 3 shutouts. And as I told Coach Dick, I'm a statistical kind of guy. I love getting into the statistics. 4 of your 10 opponents on your schedule made the playoffs. 5 of half their opponents are making the playoffs. I granted there's 16 teams, but gives you a little indication of the strength of schedule. So talk about what you've seen on film with the Polar Bears, what you expect, and how you're going to take advantage of that.
Well, Castalia and Margaretta, they've had a kind of a rough 15 years here. Prior to that, I was at Shelby. We played Castalia and Margaretta week 1, and they were running wild that Don Wilson.
Was Wilson? Yeah.
Don Wilson was there.
Yeah.
So I've seen them at their heights, and it's an East Knox Cary type community. Love their football. Yeah. Obviously, Quizzo coming back there was a big deal. But they're 68 years old.
Yeah.
They're on the wing team. They're physical. They're very big. They have a lot of size. They have a really nice fullback. They have a really nice quarterback. They can run and throw. And they're kind of a Trevor Boat receiver type receiver, running back that they use. And they have some other guys. They're very
Here for a second.
they're similar to us in that they do spread the ball around. Quarterback can run it and throw it. Defensively, like I said, they're big. They run the ball. They're physical. So it's going to be a tough matchup for us. They're very much like us in the fact that they like physicality, they like to hit, they have some speed. They do also have some big size. So we're concerned about a lot of things with them, and we know they're well coached and they're going to play really hard.
Well, if you get by that one, you got a really interesting opportunity. You will play the winner of the number 1 seed Cary Blue Devils and number 16 seed Riverdale Falcons, both of which you played this year, Riverdale in week 1, and then Cary being your first loss. It would be at Cary. If they win, it would be at your place, and Riverdale could win. And I know you're not looking forward to that. You're looking at what's going on Friday and hopefully take care of business. But I'm sure that would be something not only you, but your staff and your kids would have a shot at. But prior to that, with Margaretta, who on your schedule this year do they remind you of?
I've been asked that question, and they're a combination because most of the teams we played this year have been either like a throwing team or they're much like us. They run it and they're pretty balanced. I mean, they want to run the ball, but they have the ability to throw the ball and they throw it deep well. And their quarterback is not only a runner, but he's also a thrower. So they're very similar to us, to be honest with you. All the teams we've played, I can't say that they're really like anybody that we play because they're really kind of like us.
Yeah, well, that's interesting.
I think the difference from them is we're more athletic up front, and they're much bigger in size.
Okay.
So the trenches will be huge for us. Whether their size is going to push us around or their speed is going to be more influential.
Very good. Well, I know it'll be a great crowd at Gary Field on Friday night, and I'm sure Margaretta will travel well. It's not that far of a drive, and should be a beautiful night. As we said, it doesn't show any rain in the forecast. You will be the game on WBCO, and we look forward to that. And I just wanted to thank you. Your other coaches that came, and all of your kids, they were very, very classy. All of you were very classy all year. Whether you won or whether you fell short, you still were here each week and talked about that. This is our last show. But I want to thank you for your dedication, and it was fun getting to know you again and the program again and your kids. And like I said, it was just class the whole time, and that means a lot to me. And you really emulated what the Colonel Crawford District is about, and so it's more than just the X's and O's. It's what you're preaching to young people on how to conduct themselves, and I thought you scored out an A+ on that.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate the opportunity to spread the good news about our kids in Crawford County.
Yeah, very good. Coming up tomorrow, we have the Ryan Day Show. That will be on the air at 6:05 as they get ready. How do you feel about that one? That one scares me. A new kickoff at Happy Valley against Penn State. That one worries me a little bit, but we'll see what happens. You can tune into that show tomorrow. Right now, we are scheduled to have the Galleon at Bellevue game on WQEL. That'll be at 7 o'clock. And as I mentioned, Margaretta, Colonel Crawford on WBCO. Davy Jones in for their Friday night phone board. It will be Ohio State football on the road in Penn State from College Park, Pennsylvania. Coverage beginning at 10:30, kickoff right at noon. Thank you to everyone here at our Galley's Pizza, especially our manager, Michelle Burris, our server tonight, Michelle and Bella. Thank you to my camera operator, John Kreider, to Galleon football coach Matt Dick and his team, Galleon football coach Jake Bruner and his team, and thank you to our sponsors. Most of all, you, our viewers, for tuning in on the Facebook Live and WQEL, Crawford County Now YouTube page. For WQEL Sports, this is Mike Sparks reminding you, spirit with a vision is a dream with a mission. Have a good night, everybody.